Hi, how you doing? It's been a while, but I feel that that's kind of how I start all my videos. They're certainly not frequent at the moment, are they? But, you know, I haven't gone away, just busy with work. So I feel like I've made this video before. I feel like I've read what I'm going to read to you tonight in a previous video, but I genuinely can't remember when it was, and I can't find it, having looked back through my back catalogue here on YouTube. So I'm just going to do it again. And if you've heard it before, then well, apologies if you're unhappy about that. But I think it's worth repeating twice. So what we're going to talk about is, well, we're not actually going to talk. We're going to read R.G. Allanson Winn's thoughts on straight hitting versus round. Hang on one moment. We're on coffee at the moment. I've been thinking for a little while about making some videos about coffee, but I'm a big fan of James Hoffmann, who has completely changed the way I view coffee. And I don't think I could do it anywhere near as well as him, so I'm probably not gonna. But, you know, always happy to talk coffee. So this is from R.G. Allanson Winn's book, Boxing, which doesn't really help much because he's written two books on unarmed arts, and they're both entitled Boxing. This is the larger second book from the Isthmian Library, and this is chapter 4, on straight hitting. One sometimes reads of a fight in which the winner has vanquished his man by using swinging circular hits. But it is important not to be misled by the apparent significance of the result, for it simply means that success has been achieved through good fortune, superior strength, endurance, or training. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, if I beat somebody because I'm stronger, fitter, and have trained more, surely that's all right, isn't it? But anyway, you know, who am I to disagree with Allanson Winn? Never lose sight of the fact that there is no nearer way between any 2 points than a straight line. The points in this case are your hand and some part of your opponent's anatomy, and there is no quicker line of route than the straight line lying between them. In my opinion, there is only one case in which this should be deviated from, and that is when the half-arm or contracted arm hit is made use of at close quarters, or in the delivery of the uppercut, of which mention will be made in a future chapter. There are going to be a lot of asides in this, I suspect, but I feel a little bit like he said you should always hit straight, unless you don't want to hit straight, and then that's fine too. I've been doing a lot more boxing training, modern boxing, rather than the historical stuff that I've been doing for, well, since the dawn of time. And I can't, I mean, maybe it's just the pugilistic influence in the way I tend to fight, but I can't really think of a time when I'd want to throw a round blow when it wasn't a contracted arm or an uppercut. But anyway, let's get back to Allanson Winn. All natural fighters hit round, and it is to get over this tendency so strongly marked in the tyro that good teachers keep their pupils for such long periods of practicing straight leads with the left. Yeah, that's probably fair. Watch two men who know nothing of boxing, and note carefully the number of occasions on which they completely miss their mark through taking swinging hits at one another, and now let us inquire into the reason of this. I'm going to show you a little picture now because he describes a little. So we're talking about this one here. Supposing A is the position of one man's head and B the position of the other's hand. There are 4 points which will at once occur to the reader. They will occur to you. The distance by the straight line from B to A is shorter than that by the curve, and therefore, ceteris paribus, time will be saved. I don't know what that means. Not much into Latin, so if you do, let me know. Stick something in the comments. 2. It's harder to calculate the time at which the swinging hit will arrive, and a slight advance or retreat on the part of your adversary will cause you to miss him altogether. By adopting this swing round, this is number 3. By adopting this swing round, you are very apt to expose yourself, for you will probably no longer face your man, but will present a side opening to him. And this is not the case if the blow be straight. 4. Recovery is not so rapid. We must not be oblivious of the fact that many dangerous hits may be delivered in this faulty style by a powerful opponent, and they should be carefully watched. The best defence is a slight retreat, only just sufficient to get out of the way, and an immediate return. Or say he swings at you with the left, you may often duck to the right and land your own left heavily on his face or body, since he swings well onto your blow and meets it. Later on, it will be necessary to go into the question of round hitting more fully. In the present chapter, we're dealing with the best means of acquiring the art of hitting really straight. A loose and free style of taking up position has previously been alluded to as of importance, and the reason for this will become evident directly you begin to practice your leads. It always takes an appreciable time to get a stiff, muscle-bound man to move at all. There is a strained rigidity which has to be dispelled before the hit has even started, and this initial loss of time can never be recovered. Speed is everything. And though there are degrees in this, as in other qualities, and practice will generally develop improvement, it's hard to expect much unless the muscles and tendons are flexible and free in their action. Therefore, give yourself every chance by standing in an easy attitude with all the joints loose and mobile. If then you are standing as indicated in a previous chapter and wish to lead off at your adversary's head, slightly raise the left foot and advance it along the line for a couple of feet, simultaneously hitting out straight at the enemy's head. Incidentally, if you're not familiar with Dempsey, that's very similar to what he describes with his lead jolt, his drop step, his falling step, whatever you want to call it. It's one of the reasons I like Allanson Winn so much, is that he talks about power generation in a way that we know makes sense from one of the very best at it. Completely lost where I am now. Yes. In doing this, remember that there must be no previous indication of the movement, either by shuffling the feet or drawing back the hand, and so showing the hit. The body should be well thrown forward at the same time, with a good spring from the right foot, which should not, however, leave the ground. Be careful not to overreach yourself, and let the weight of the body fully enter into the hit. Again, very much like Dempsey, but I don't know. I've spent quite a lot of time looking at YouTube, looking at tutorial videos, and a lot of the videos that are out there talking about that jab, that lead hand strike, do seem to telegraph it. I don't know, what do you think? Maybe that's worth a video in itself. We should maybe look at non-telegraphed hits? Possibly? Who knows? Anyway, this is getting a bit rambly, isn't it? I'll try and get back to Allanson Winn and see where we go. The hand should reach its destination shortly before the left foot touches the ground in the forward step. At the moment of impact, the fist should be tightly clenched, and the joints of the wrist, elbow and shoulder should then, and then only for the moment, be rigid and fully extended. I think that's a beautiful description of something that you hear talked about in modern boxing, in a lot of historical styles, in Oriental martial arts, the idea that you move quickly when relaxed, but you have to be tense and contracted those muscles as impact occurs, otherwise you're the one that suffers the damage. And I think Allanson Winn really captures that beautifully. You've probably heard me say this before, if you've followed my videos for any length of time, but if there was only ever one system that we were allowed to follow, it would be this one. I would recommend Allanson Winn as a starting place for anybody looking to get into historical styles. I've got much more of an appreciation of modern boxing now than I used to have, partly because I'm really enjoying following it for a change. It's been a long time since I've managed to enjoy modern boxing, but also because I'm doing it, and I suspect those two are very much connected. Anyway, we're probably done with Allanson Winn now. I don't know, how long have we been going? Probably about 10 minutes. Is that about long enough for a video? Let me know if you'd like me to read you more of what Roland says. And yeah, what do you think? Do you agree with him that straight hits trump round hits? Or is a good hook a thing of beauty to you? It's very much a fun debate to have, and you can quite easily justify either style, which feels a bit wrong for me to say, but it is what I say. So yeah, do you agree? Put something in the comments. I'd love to see you there. I would say I'll see you soon, but you know, who knows? Maybe I'll see you soon. Maybe it'll be several months again. Take care.